I'm 28. I make six figures a month online. And I'm going to tell you the thing nobody in the space says out loud. Just so you know, I make all my money through the internet. I have a website. I sell products. And I'm going to give you a play-by-play on how to do this quickly. Okay. But you're not going to make $10,000 next month. Not because you can't. You most definitely can, actually, pretty quickly. But you need to make $1 first. And the jump from 0 to 1 is the biggest jump in this entire business. So here's what you are going to do. In the next 30 days, you're going to get a complete stranger, someone that you've never met, who found you on the internet to give you money for something. One sale, okay? And you don't have to show your face or anything. The reason I care so much about that one sale is this. The person who makes one sale and the person who makes $10,000 a month are doing the same thing. The same skill, same system. One's just doing it more times, a little bit on a bigger scale, right? So today I'm going to give you the exact 30 days, week by week. Then I'll tell you where the $10,000 actually comes from and how long it takes you to make it. All right, so let's go. So what I'm actually teaching you is something called dropshipping. Dropshipping just means that somebody else keeps the boxes. You don't have to order inventory for your business and keep them in your garage and ship anything out. You don't need to do any of that, right? You just run the website, you bring in the people who buy, and the supplier from China or wherever the warehouse is, they ship it, okay? That's the whole business model. It's just a shipping method, not some magic trick. So what are you really gonna do, right? You're learning how to get a stranger to buy something. Usually it's through Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, someone scrolling through the internet, right? Like I know you've probably seen a ton of ads on TikTok Shop or Facebook or Meta or Instagram. That is the skill that you're learning, all right? And I want you to understand how important this is and how big that is for your life, because that skill doesn't care what you're selling. It's a skill. Products, services, your own brand, somebody else's brand. It works in every market forever, and nobody can take the skill from you. It's like learning how to swim or riding a bike or learning how to walk, right? That's why I'm not worried about your first product. Your first product is just a rep in the gym. It's just one lift of a dumbbell, you know? It's the barbell you learn the movement with. The skill is what you actually keep. So people who learn the skill, they get to stop worrying about jobs. You don't need to work a 9-to-5 job because you're the guy who makes the job the money. And it's not because you get rich overnight, but you know how to create income out of nothing from just like a phone screen and a laptop. Once you know that, you're never actually going to be stuck again. So that's what we're building. Let's get into it. Now, for the first week, you're going to need to pick your lane and just prove that it's real, like validate it, right? So day 1 through 2 is going to be pick one niche, not trending products, a group of people you actually like understand already, you know, dog owners, home, gym people, new moms, people who go camping, whatever you kind of already understand. One of your side hobbies in your day-to-day life is going to be a good thing to kind of jump into and start looking at. Why people though, and not products? Why are we looking at people instead? It's because you need to know what they're annoyed by, what they already spend money on, and how they talk. If you don't know the people, you're just taking guesses, and guessing is what makes month 1 feel awful. Okay, so pick a group of people that you genuinely understand and write it down. So once you get that, the next step is going to be find 3 products for those people, not 30, just 3. Start there. Okay, look for something that solves an obvious annoyance, something that those types of people would hate, and something that you can show well in a video, something that's very demonstrable, something that you can demonstrate easily. All right. Because your ad is going to be a video for the most part, but you don't need to make videos. Images we make with AI nowadays, and it's like the easiest thing ever. We can create those in minutes, and then just, you know, we can skip the video most of the time nowadays, right? But you need to kind of know what you're doing once you get that. So get a couple reps in first, and then maybe start jumping into some images. So once you do that, you're going to order one to your house. This is optional if you want to, but if you want to make the videos and have them be as good as possible, then obviously having the product in your house and being able to record any type of video clip that you need at any time is going to be the best. Okay. So you need to hold the thing. You need to see the box your customer sees, feel how long the wait actually feels. Most beginners skip this and end up selling something they've never touched to a customer. So it's a lot easier for you to sell something if you just order it on Amazon real quick and understand the features and the benefits, etc. Right? So while it's shipping to you, just keep working. Don't wait around. After we do that, while the product is on the way, let's build the store, and it's going to be a 1 product store. We're not going to have multiple products. It's going to be 1 product page, clean, fast, works on a phone, and almost everybody buying from you is going to be on a phone. You'll notice when you're looking at your analytics, it'll be like 97% of people are on their cell phone. That's when they're scrolling. Okay, so Once you're on your website, by the way, I would leave out the shipping time. Don't worry about it. Just make sure everything is legitimate, because nowadays shipping time for drop shipping is going to be a week or less, which is regular nowadays, right? It's not long, and it's not even going to be a big deal. As long as you're actually shipping and you're actually providing a good service and responding to your emails, people do not care if your shipping is a little bit longer. As long as if they bought it from the company that they feel is legit, then they don't mind waiting a few extra days. Okay, so don't even worry about that. But people care, or people are way more forgiving than you think when you tell them, or when you communicate with them, you respond to your emails, etc. Just treat them like real people. So by the end of week 1 of starting drop shipping, we're not even worried about budget. Okay, budget doesn't even matter. You should have a niche picked, 1 to 3 products picked, a working store that you built on Shopify, right? You can literally build this store for $1, and a package on the way to your house if you decided to order the product. Now, once you're finished with all that, if we're in week 2 now, maybe that just took you a couple of days, but if you let that be your first week, then week 2 is going to be your offer and your first ads. All right. So here's the thing that separates the people who make it from people who don't. 10 people can sell the exact same product, but one of them makes money. It's not necessarily the product though. Everyone can find a winning product. It's really the offer, the price, the bundle, the guarantee, the angle that you position the product as, the reason to buy it right now instead of later. That could be another one. So the offer is a part of the game, and that's all yours. That's the unique thing you can craft around your products. I remember yesterday I was seeing someone while I was teaching all my students. One of the students showed me a website where they were selling supplements, but the supplement was just a bottle of vitamins that were supposed to help men increase testosterone, but it's not even that. It's just a bottle of vitamins. And if you make the purchase, you also get a digital ebook, you get access to a private app, you get 90 days of coaching, you get this incredible bundle, but really the only physical thing you're getting is a bottle of vitamins for men. That's a good offer, right? So now you should be building your offer. What's the deal? What's the angle, and why today? So for the deal, think about bundle, free shipping over a number, a real guarantee, the things that I just mentioned to you, right? The angle. It's not about what the product is. It's about what it does for the person, what that person is going to feel or see in their day-to-day life. And then that's really it, make your creative from there. This is the best part about starting right now, though. 5 years ago, making 50 ad variations meant hiring people and waiting a month. But today with AI, bro, you can do it in an afternoon by yourself. But listen, AI makes the stuff. It doesn't know which stuff is right. So that's still you. You still got to learn the right stuff. You still got to learn the skill. Okay. But making ads is damn near free, or it is free actually. And knowing which one to run is the actual skill. And that's what you're about to start learning. So make 3 ads, 3 different angles. Remember, you probably ordered the product. So it's not that hard for you to just look on the internet, check out the viral videos that went viral for that product on TikTok. Pick 3 of the top viral videos, but make sure all 3 of them are different, and then just recreate those videos. You don't even have to think. You just have to recreate. Okay. Then launch. Small budget. If you have a budget, then you're going to be launching ads. If you don't have a budget, then you're going to be launching social media pages. All right. So for the budget side, set a budget you decided in advance that you're okay with spending. $20 a day is fine. $50 a day, whatever you want to do. But $20 a day, you can even do that. I have a guy named Kostas who started with $20 daily, and now he's doing 6 figures monthly. So you know what I mean? Now, the mindset for the next 2 weeks when you're running ads in your first testing campaign for your first products, your first spend buys you the map on how to get rich, bro. Okay? But it's not going to make you rich instantly. When your first ad doesn't convert, you did not lose money. You cannot think about it that way. You found out something true about your customer. Okay, so they didn't like that. They didn't click this. They didn't enjoy that offer, whatever. That's information. That's data. And that's what that's what's going to get you to the goal. All right. So everyone who's ever gotten good at this has bought that same map. The only question is how fast you read it. So next, let's start reading the data. And we change one thing at a time. Let's say you're running some ads, you're making some sales. What's broken? What do we need to fix? We have CPC, we have CTR, right? Cost per click, click-through rate, CPM, which is cost per 1,000 impressions. It really stands for cost per 1,000 meta accounts reached, okay? Now, once you start launching your ads, these 3 metrics are going to be some of the most important metrics that you need to keep your eye on, as well as your hook rate. That's going to be the 4th one. If you're running videos, the hook rate for your video ads matters a lot. If your CPMs are expensive, you need to focus on improving the hook rate of your ads, okay? If your click-through rate is terrible, like nobody's clicking on your ads, maybe your cost per click is super expensive, $2, $3, right? Then you need clear call to action. So like at the end of your ads and at the end of your wording in your descriptions, you need to be saying like, you know, very clearly, go here, buy now, do this, sale, this will end soon. It needs to be very clear, audible, and you need to show it on screen, that type of stuff, right? Those 4 metrics are everything you need to focus on, literally everything. Just run that loop and work it one thing at a time. There's always going to be 1 or 2 things that's broken. So if your ads are not performing, just look at those 4 metrics: CTR, click-through rate; CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions; CPC, cost per click; and hook rate. Okay. Your hook rate and your CPM are almost directly correlated to each other. Next is going to be like, this is where you start making the money, right? That was just your first test. The first test you need to get out of the way, where you start looking at these numbers, you start seeing the ad metrics. And at this point, you're already making sales. By day 2, day 3, day 4, you're making sales. It's not hard to start making sales with dropshipping. All you got to do is actually learn the right info, learn how to make the website correctly in the format, and learn how to make some ads. Once you get there, that's within a week, you literally have the skills to start making, you know, $1,000 a day. But you have to build up to that point. If you start trying to go from $0 to $1,000 a day just with these skill sets of building the website, making the ads, etc., even though you can do that in a week, going from 0 to 1,000 takes a few weeks, you know, because you need to build up the courage. You need to build up the experience. So you start out that $20 a day, that $30 a day, you're making some sales, 1, 2, or 3 sales. As days go on, you're looking at those metrics that we just went over: CPC, CTR, CPM, just those 3 things. We manipulate those. You know, if one of them is doing bad, we know exactly what to do. Over time, day by day, as things go better, you make some sales, you start increasing the amount of ads that you're running. So if you're spending $20 a day, now you're spending 30 and then 40. And then you get where I'm going with this? After a few weeks, you will inch your way up to the $1,000 a day, $1,000 daily, every single day. You will get that, but you have to inch your way there. If you try to go from 0 to 1,000, it will be a lot more difficult, you know? So in closing, whether you join me or not, right? Start this week. The door is genuinely open right now. You just need a phone or a laptop, a job, and you're good to go. All right. You can learn how to get rich in about 20 hours, but most people let those 20 hours take them like 15 years to get through. You know what I mean? So that's just the entry fee to a skill that pays you for the rest of your life, man. So I'll see you in the next video. Go make 1 sale, come back and tell me about it.